Due to the relaxing nature of this hypnosis program, do not drive, operate heavy machinery, or engage in any activity that requires conscious thinking while listening to it. The flow state is a state of heightened, energized focus, full immersion, and enjoyment in the process of an activity. This is the state that we enter naturally on a daily basis. It's also referred to as being in the zone. When you're in a state of flow, everything moves smoothly. There's a sense of being present in the moment, not thinking about anything that happened yesterday or what will happen tomorrow. Simply being present in the moment, in a state of focus and enjoyment. The saying, "time flies when you're having fun," refers to the flow state. When you're having fun, there's a sense of presence, involvement, enjoyment, and energized focus, free from distracting thoughts or inner chatter. This results in the reduction of your sense of time and space. The flow state is experienced when playing music or sports, when learning, engaging in yoga, while meditating, playing video games or board games, when accessing creative states such as dance, painting, or sculpture, and when you're at work. In order to stay in a perfect state of flow, the challenge of any activity must be perfect. If something is too challenging, then people become frustrated, stressed, or worried, which takes them out of the state of flow. Alternately, if something isn't challenging enough, then someone can experience apathy or boredom, which can also take them out of the flow state. There's a sweet spot somewhere in between where an activity is just challenging enough in the right way that it keeps someone in a state of flow. In order to be able to access the flow state, there are 7 proposed flow conditions that are necessary. The first is knowing what to do. You must have a clear understanding of exactly what you're going to be doing, whether that's playing a piece of music or writing an assignment for school. The second is knowing how to do it. You must know how to engage in the task or activity. An example being you must know how to ride a bike. The third is you must know how well you are doing. You must know how well you're performing the task at hand. The fourth is knowing where to go if navigation is involved, if you're biking or driving. Number 5 is having perceived challenge. This means that a challenge must be present to stretch the individual's skill set. The 6th is having highly perceived skills. And this is the perspective that someone has to have of themselves in having high ability. And the 7th is that there needs to be freedom from distraction. There mustn't be anything to distract attention or focus. When these 7 elements are present, then the brain can move into a state of flow. So why do we want to be able to access this state on a regular basis? Research completed by Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, a Hungarian psychologist, has suggested that time spent in this state of flow leads to a richer, more fulfilling life and feelings of success. Being in a state of flow means that there's a greater likelihood of better performance and positive effects. Through his research, Mihai discovered that individuals had very specific experiences when in the state of flow, and there were many benefits that were derived. Individuals who experience the flow state report that they feel completely involved in what they're doing. They feel focused and concentrated. They experience a sense of ecstasy, of being outside everyday reality. There's greater inner clarity, knowing what needs to be done and how well they're doing. They know that an activity is doable and that their skills are adequate to the task. They report a sense of serenity, that there's no worries about oneself, and there's a feeling of growing beyond the boundaries of ego that is present. Individuals have stated that they experience a timelessness in this place through focus on the present. Hours seem to pass by the minute, and they report intrinsic motivation. Whatever produces flow becomes its own reward. Mihai also stated that happiness is derived from personal development and growth, and flow situations permit the experience of personal development. So, how can the state of flow be better accessed? There is a distinct process that you can follow to bring the state of flow to your activities. Maybe you'd like to experience this at school when you're learning, or when playing music or sports, while meditating or doing yoga, or while being creative or while working. The first step is to know what you're going to be doing. Choose a task or activity that will provide you with a challenge. The next step is to cultivate an appropriate skill set to be able to meet the challenge. Remember to find something that is not too challenging or that will cause you stress, but is also not too easy, as this will create apathy and boredom. Acquire the appropriate skills that will enable you to take on the challenge so that you feel comfortable and confident in doing so. Define a clear goal, the outcome of what you would like to accomplish. Maybe you would like to become a concert pianist, or simply become master of meditation. Have an outcome in mind so that you know where you're headed before venturing forth. Spend time engaging in the challenge or activity, free from all distractions. Allow yourself to be present in the moment and to enjoy the experience. Make sure that you provide yourself with ample time to engage in the activity of your choosing so that you don't feel rushed. Also, remember that accessing a state of flow takes time. It may not happen until you've been engaged in an activity for 30 minutes. Keep at the task at hand, and eventually you'll find yourself accessing a state of flow. And it's important to also remember that a flow state usually doesn't occur the first time that we're learning to play piano or engaging in a new activity. It takes time to develop skill. With learning and practice, the perception of one's abilities shifts, and then that enables access to the flow state. Challenges can arise that take us out of the flow state. Apathy, boredom, anxiety, arousal, fear, and worry can affect one's abilities to stay within a state of flow. Check your thoughts and emotions. Remember that feeling anxious, worried, apathetic, bored, or frustrated will take you out of the flow state. And if you're feeling any of these things, ask yourself, what might I be able to do to calm myself? Perhaps that's taking a few deep breaths or stretching. And if you find yourself feeling bored, ask yourself what you could do to energize and rejuvenate yourself. If you've ever watched sports before, chances are you've seen a game where an athlete was performing very well and it seemed effortless. Chances are they were in a state of flow. Then they made some sort of error, a dropped ball or a misstep that took them out of the state of flow. Perhaps due to the fact that they were stressed or worried about the mistake that was made. In moments like this, it's important to reflect on what was learned and then let it go and move forwards. The last tip is to note that being in a state of flow helps you to improve your skills in that specific area. It's important that as you master something, you find new challenges in order to stay engaged in the flow state. Chances are you've experienced a state of flow somewhere in your life, maybe while playing a game or a piece of music, maybe while painting or drawing. In this exercise, you'll have the opportunity to access and amplify the flow state so that you can connect with it more rapidly whenever you wish. This technique will assist you in entraining your brain to move to the flow state with greater ease. Find a place where you can relax and let go for this next little while. Get your body into the most comfortable position for you. Whenever you're ready, close your eyes. Begin to breathe slowly and deeply. Let every breath that you take move you further and deeper into relaxation, quieting the mind, calming the body. Mentally examine your body for any areas of tension and allow those areas of tension to begin to release, allowing all of the tension to simply release. Allow the conscious mind to become more and more peaceful and still. Allow the conscious mind to move further and further away. And allow the subconscious mind to begin to move to the forefront of your awareness. If there's any part of you that's holding on, whether that's mentally or physically, just choose in this moment to let go. In this moment, it's okay to let go, to trust, to allow. And as you find yourself choosing to let go, choosing to allow, notice that you become just a little bit more relaxed. Becoming more and more relaxed as the subconscious mind moves to the forefront and listens. And the conscious mind moves further and further away. I'm going to count from 1 to 20. With every number, allow yourself to let go more and more. The higher the number, the more deeply relaxed you'll find yourself becoming. The higher the number, the more deeply relaxed. 1. 2. Letting go. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. deeper relaxed. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. And 20. Fully relaxed, feeling safe and secure, and feeling very good now. The mind is much like a muscle. The more that we exercise and use it, the stronger it becomes. The more that we access states of consciousness, the easier it becomes to access those states. The purpose of this exercise is to access previous experiences of the flow state, to strengthen the neural connections within your brain. Take a moment and begin to allow yourself to think, sense, or experience a memory where the flow state was particularly alive and active for you. Simply choosing a moment in time where you were immersed in what you were doing with a full sense of presence. There was a feeling of energy, focus, full embodiment, involvement, and enjoyment of the activity that you were engaged in. Maybe you were playing sports or playing music. Maybe you were writing something. Maybe you were exercising. But simply become aware of one specific moment in time where the flow state was particularly alive and active for you. In order to access a mental state, we need to clearly know where we're going. And as you access this state, you are activating neural connections within your brain where this state is stored. So as you reach down deeply and remember this experience, notice what you notice. Notice your mental state, how your thoughts were calm and clear. Notice that you were completely involved in what you were doing. You were focused and concentrated. Notice if you experienced inner clarity in this moment. Perhaps you can notice the skills that you had in that moment and how you were putting them to the task. Notice your body. Perhaps there's a sense of ecstasy or a sense of serenity and calm in that moment, in that experience, free from worries about yourself, and that expanded feeling of growing that was present. That feeling of growing beyond the boundaries of the ego. Notice the timelessness in that moment, how you are thoroughly and completely focused on the present, and how time and space just seemed to melt away. Perhaps you can tune into that feeling of intrinsic motivation. That motivation and that drive that continually pushed you forwards. Notice how that feels. And as you get a clear sense of what you were feeling in that moment and what your mental state was, really allow this experience to imprint itself upon your awareness. This state of flow is a state that is within you. It is a state that you can access whenever you need to. We're going to set up a physical anchor or signal that you can use to take yourself back to this state of flow whenever you choose. Rub your thumb and your first finger together on both hands. Rubbing your thumb and your first finger together on both hands, lock in this feeling. Lock in this sensation, locking it into the mind and the body and the emotions. Any time that you wish to reconnect with this state, all that you need do is rub your thumb and your forefinger together, and instantly, rapidly, and completely you can bring yourself back to this state of flow. Take a deep breath and relax. And allow this memory to fade from your mind. Now, begin to consider the future. Thinking of a time out in the future, maybe a week from now, or 6 months from now, or a year from now. One moment in time in the future where you would like to experience more of this state. See an image of yourself out there in the future, engaging in a specific activity. A specific activity where you would like to experience the state of flow. Imagine that you could step out there in the future into that image of yourself. Rub your thumb and your first finger together on both hands and experience that state of flow in that moment. Being completely involved in what you are doing. You are focused and concentrated. You experience great inner clarity, knowing what needs to be done. You know that the activity is doable, that your skills are adequate to the task. And there is that sense of serenity, free from worries about yourself. There's a feeling of expanded awareness, a feeling of growing beyond the boundaries of the ego. You're so thoroughly focused on that moment that time and space seem irrelevant. Hours seem to pass by the minute, or the minutes turn into hours. You're connected with a deep and profound sense of intrinsic motivation that keeps you moving forwards. And you enjoy this feeling, for you are already installing within your awareness the expectation for future experiences of this wonderful state. There's a part of you that can become aware now of the happiness that can be derived from experiencing this state. There is happiness that can be derived from personal development and growth. For these experiences of the flow state permit the experience of personal development. And there's a part of you that can choose to access this state more by setting clearly defined goals of things that you wish to accomplish, by spending time engaging in the challenge and the activity free from all distractions, to simply allow yourself that moment to be. That deep part of your subconscious mind can become aware of all of the things that you need to do in order to be able to stay in that state of flow. To keep inventory of your thoughts and emotions, and to use skills to calm yourself when necessary. Or to use skills to energize and rejuvenate yourself. And as your mind has created this mental image today, it will be very clear within your mind, even when you emerge from this relaxed state. Just continue to enjoy this wonderful experience of flow in your mind. I'll be quiet while you do this, and I will join back with you in just a few moments. Now, bring this experience back with you, back to the present moment. Even when you emerge from relaxation, this wonderful imagery will stay with you. Remember that you now have a tool that you can use to return to this state of flow anytime that you wish. I recommend using this program for the next 21 days to strengthen the muscle of entering the flow state. Now, as I count from 1 to 10, emerge from relaxation. When I reach the count of 10, you'll open your eyes. You'll be back in the room, back in the here and the now, fully awake, fully refreshed in every way, and feeling better than you have in a long, long time. Starting now at 1, emerging from relaxation. 2, beginning to come up. 3, 4, emerging from relaxation. 5, 6, 7, 8, revitalized, re-energized, and refreshed. 9 and 10, eyes wide open, back in the room, back in the here and the now, fully awake, fully refreshed in every way, and feeling better than you have in a long, long time. Welcome back. The more that you practice with this recording, the more it will strengthen your mental muscle for entering the flow state. The more that you practice this technique, the more effective it may become for you. I hope that you found this session informative as well as inspiring. If you would like more sessions just like this one, be sure to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below and then ringing the little bell icon to make sure that we're connected and to make sure that you receive notifications of all upcoming episodes as soon as they're released. Equine-assisted therapy is a therapeutic modality where a participant works with an equine partner and are guided by a psychotherapist or field facilitator. Through the process, clients explore aspects of life, self, and create change for the better. Horses have the natural ability to sense our internal landscapes, what we're feeling, thinking, and even what we're trying to hide from ourselves. They help to guide us to find understanding, to create compassion, and to find our most beneficial choices, all while being silently supportive in total acceptance of who we are and what we're going through. Join me on May 2nd at 7 p.m. Eastern Time for the premiere of my equine therapy experience. I'll be interviewing Charlotte Brammer, a registered psychotherapist and hypnotherapist who will be sharing her knowledge of equine therapy and how it can help to make change. Then we'll journey out to Harmony with Horses, located at Dogwood Farms in Ontario, to meet with Trisha Rudy, a field practitioner. Charlotte and Trisha will guide me through the process of an equine therapy session. You'll have a front row seat to learn about this fascinating process of equine therapy up close. During the premiere, Charlotte and myself will be available through a live chat on YouTube to answer questions and to discuss the experience. I hope you can join us on May 2nd at 7 p.m. Learn hypnosis through the Mind Institute's Hypnosis Certification course. Discover the power and the promise of clinical hypnosis in this foundational course. You'll explore the power of the subconscious mind and understand how hypnosis works for change. You'll learn professional protocols and important ethical standards and boundaries. You'll learn how to tailor hypnosis inductions to clients' needs to help them let go of weight, stop smoking, manage stress and emotions, and make other desired life changes. This comprehensive online course will provide you with everything that is required to begin confidently practicing hypnosis upon graduation. Become a certified hypnotist or hypnotherapist by visiting www.mindinstitute.ca.